All right, so this is part 2 of your notes for all about angles. We ran out of time in the last video. This one should be much quicker to get through, and then after this you will do a decimals activity. So we classify angles by size. So we measure angles in degrees. So like we measure a line segment in like feet, meters, centimeters. The unit measure for angles is degrees. It's that little circle above the numbers. So you can classify an angle into one of 3 categories by its angle measure. These 3 categories are acute, right, and obtuse. So the first one we have is an acute angle. It's one whose measure is greater than 0 but less than 90. So the way we would write this is we would say the measure, that's what the M stands for, of angle Q, it's greater than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. And I'm sure you guys can hear the drumming in the background. That's the band practicing, sorry. Next we have a right angle. A right angle is one whose measure is exactly 90 degrees. So pay attention when you have angles, this little box in the corner, that means it's 90 degrees. It makes that perfect L. We would say the measure of angle V, and notice I'm naming the angles by the vertex, equals 90 degrees. And then lastly, we have an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is one whose measure is greater than 90 but less than 180 degrees. So it's way bigger than that L shape. So we have the measure of angle O. It's greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So you're going to do some examples to see if you know how to classify angles, and then we'll go over them together. All right, so you should have answered these already, so let's just double check if you're correct. I'm going to be highlighting and erasing so you can see which ones I'm referring to. So it says, without measuring, classify each angle as acute, right, or obtuse. So first we have angle ATX. Angle ATX is this angle right here. That angle is more bigger than an L. It opens up more, so that means that one is obtuse. Next we have, let's erase this. Next we have angle CTG. So angle CTG, oops, that's not CTG. Angle CTG is this angle here. That one is also bigger, that opens up wider than an L. So that one is obtuse. Angle ETA. ETA is this angle right here. It makes that perfect L shape. So that is a right angle. We have angle ETW. ETW also makes that perfect L shape. And then we can see it has the little box here. And if it has it here, it also has it on that side. So that is a right angle. We have ATC. That's this angle. That's this angle right here. That's smaller than the L shape. It's almost closed. So that's a cute little angle. And then lastly, we have WTC. That's this angle, and that is an obtuse angle. So hopefully you got them all correct when you did the problems that popped up. The last part is how to measure angles, and we're not going to pull out protractors, but you will practice with these on Desmo, so that's going to be your next activity. So measuring an angle using a protractor. Step 1, you place the center point on the vertex. So this is right here is your center point. When you're measuring an angle, that point goes directly on your vertex. Step 2 is to align the bottom ray of the angle up with the line that goes through the center of the bottom, called the baseline of the protractor. So your point goes on the center, and then this line right here goes on your ray, and that's called your baseline. Not baseline the street, but baseline of your protractor. Step 3, extend the other side of the angle if needed to make sure it passes through the curve of the protractor. So if you need to make the rays longer on your angle, you can draw them longer. Just use a ruler to do that. Don't sketch it by hand. And then step 4, locate the numbers on the curve where the side of the angle passes through the protractor. If the angle opens to the right, read the bottom inner set of numbers. If the angle's open to the left, read the top outer numbers. So if your angle opens this way, you would put the center here, the baseline would go at the bottom, and since it's opening to the right, we read the inner numbers. So that would be these numbers right here. We would read those ones. If your angle opens to the left, here's your vertex, this would be your baseline, you would read the outer numbers. And so that would be the numbers on the outside, these ones over here. So it just depends the direction of your angle. So you're going to practice these with Desmos. If you finish this, then ask the sub for the next page of notes and start your next notes. Have a good day.